Okay, I'm here with Adam Ferrari. He's the VP of Product Development, working in the business analytics space. So Adam here was the guest today for the BI keynote, and we have a couple of follow-on questions from today's sessions. Starting at the beginning then, what trends do you expect to see in 2013 in the business analytics and business intelligence space?
Well, it's a great time to be working in analytics, just a lot of innovation happening. You can see areas like big data that are so prevalent, people trying to move beyond the traditional enterprise data. Data science, so kind of the application of deeper analysis of information. The consumption trends around mobile and cloud, wanting to have data everywhere. And just a lot more kind of desire for self-service, agility, high performance access, interactive access. And behind it all, I think one of the most interesting trends is just a lot more keen awareness of the value of data and analytics on the part of business users who want to make more informed choices than ever. And it's driving, I think, a ton of innovation and all the desire behind those trends for more data and more ways of looking at it in relevant ways.
What integration points do you expect to see across the Oracle suite of tools? There's the purchase of Endeca, Oracle's OBI system, the integration of R and big data. How's all this going to work together for the tool set going forward?
I mean, with all those many needs of the business users wanting to look at a wide variety of data in a wide variety of days, it does lead to a very broad, rich platform. So it raises the question of, well, how's that all going to come together? Coming in from the Endeca side, for instance, we had a standalone stack. And increasingly, we're looking at ways that could integrate into the BI environment and have a lot of interplay. For example, we're doing unstructured analytics, but in context of structured data, so you'd like to have ways to pull in the existing data from the BI model, and then also then publish insights back into the BI model. At the same time, all the other pieces, for example, we're looking at the applications portfolio as a great driver for integrating the technology. For example, you're seeing things like some of the newer BI applications around operational planning are pulling in more of the S-based capability for planning. And if you look out a little bit, we're really looking hard at a lot of the predictive analytics so that you can do things, for instance, in a planning application, like not just a human-based formula for predictions, but also true statistical analysis to do forward forecasts as a check or as maybe a way to get an initial cut at a forecast. So it's probably too many integration points to really go through, but I think that is the power. The whole here is greater than the sum of the parts, and it's about actually building those integrations. That's why we're excited to see the Endeca product as part of the portfolio. It's a lot more powerful in combination with the other assets.
Sure. And you mentioned big data, and there's obviously a lot of hyperbole about big data and where it fits, how great it is. Where do you see big data actually sitting? Again, with the integration of the products, with the comments you've made, I mean, how are organizations going to be using big data within Oracle technology in the coming years?
Yeah, it's been I think a lot of frustration around big data. Has been such a big, hot topic for so long, yet it still feels like organizations are struggling to get traction. Part of that, I think, big data emerged a lot with the web companies, which initially fundamentally faced new kinds of data at new kinds of scale. You got technical infrastructure like Hadoop that emerged to cope with the volumes and variety and messiness of that data. But really, I think in a lot of traditional organizations, the value of big data hasn't been connecting for the business users. From a technical perspective, I think one of the issues or one of the insights there is that big data isn't best viewed as a departure from the analytic practices that we've been using in the past, but really an extension. So from a product perspective, more integration of the big data technology. So looking at Hadoop as part of a piece of an overall logical data warehouse, and you see us doing things like the connectors library from Oracle. We're introducing capability to connect to Hadoop within BI, loader capability for Endeca. So there's a variety of ways that instead of having big data as an island, you're going to look at it more as a part of the overall analytic and information management practice in situations where the data is so voluminous, you need a different kind of cost profile for storing it, or it's so messy, you just need the more flexibility. So, ton of importance and value there, but it's essential that it ends up connected to the business user, which means leveraging a lot of the existing infrastructure that's already there.
So you mentioned the business user quite a lot. Does that mean the focus is now on more the business user and the business to take advantage of the data, or instead of the technology?
I'm a technologist at heart, so we tend to think about all the innovative approaches in memory analytics and column stores and new consumption approaches, more visual treatment of data. But at the end of the day, I think what's really changed is the business users. In our consumer lives, we have so much access to great information presented in beautiful and interactive ways online the expectation has just emerged so much stronger that you'll have that access to your information in your workplace. And certainly, as the workforce turns over and you have more millennials in the work, that expectation is only going to go get greater and greater. So, I think this is a trend we've just hit the inflection point, which is exciting because it drives a ton of analytics innovation. The new expectations are where all the technical infrastructure is innovating from.
Excellent. Well, thanks very much, Adam.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Sounds exciting.